My African American brothers and sisters who are listening to my heart. You matter to me and others. You matter. I care deeply, deeply about you. And I'm so saddened and I'm so sorry about this world, which is so beautiful and which God gives us. And I'm so grateful for this world, but I am so sorry that racism still exists in this world, and I think that we did experience a post-racial era. However, I think we're going back in order to go forward in a more conscious, more concrete kind of way. I think that recent incidents of police brutality, recent killings of precious, beloved African American young people that have been in the news and which are in our hearts, who are in our hearts. I think these things have happened, that these martyrs have lost their lives to help us bring more awareness for the work that we need to do as a society. And that is healing racism, and that is racial reconciliation. That we did have a post-racial era, but that these new incidents and horrible tragedies have come upon us again. Because it's like we needed to go back and break the bone again, because it didn't heal properly the first time. And I'm sorry about that. That I know that I have done in the work that I've done as much as I could, and I want to do more at this time. So it's time for me and us, a healing revolution, reconciliation in our country, the United States, and in the world, globally. It's time for the people who consider themselves to be white people to embrace a new identity as humankind, and that we all embrace this identity. And so many of you, of African Americans and people of color, have always understood this. This problem of racism has never been your fault, and I know you know that. That this is an issue where people have been, white people considered white, who consider themselves white, have been accepted into this group that considers itself, and individuals in this group consider themselves to be superior human beings, just like in Nazi Germany, where my ancestors were hurt and abused, and had to leave concentration camp, leave Germany. Well, they weren't in Germany, they were in Hungary and Romania and Czechoslovakia, and they had to leave Europe before Hitler's armies, the Nazis, got to their villages. They left their villages and came to this country to be embraced. And this brings up another question of refugees. And of course we should welcome refugees from Syria and everywhere into the United States. Of course we should. We all came here as immigrants, except for the Native Americans. It is our legacy to welcome and invite everyone who wants to be in this country into this country. Perhaps you feel, some of us, that puts a burden on us. I understand that. But the burden is much greater when we don't open our arms and welcome and invite. Come, come. This is the United States of America. This is a land that the Statue of Liberty stands in to represent liberty and justice for all, and that we all have a place, a home to come to, a place where all cultures were promised to be welcomed. And our hearts, if we listen to our hearts, of course we want to welcome. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. And the other piece I wanted to say, there's a fellow in Philadelphia who is a university professor. I believe he's a family therapist, perhaps family and marriage therapist. His name is Kenneth Hardy. He's an African-American man who spoke recently at the conference of the Psychotherapy Networker. It was the Psychotherapy Networker Symposium in Washington, D.C. in 2016. And I was so moved by his speech because it touched my heart, and it moved the audience of the majority of whom were people who probably consider themselves to be white. Of course, there were certainly people of color represented there. No question about that. Kenneth Hardy had so much courage, and he spoke to this massive audience about the injustices that he experienced. From his heart, he spoke. And that's what we all need to do. We need to speak from our hearts. Oh, and what I want to say about this specifically is how powerful it is. Yes, African American people, it is not your job to inform white people about what they're doing wrong. It is not your job to educate white people about what they're doing wrong. It is not your job to speak for all African Americans or provide information about racism whenever a white person asks, God forbid. However, if you can stay in the game and educate, if you can do it, if you can speak up, it is so powerful. It is so powerful. I commend all of you African American folks out there who are already doing this work, diversity work, and building bridges, and talking to everybody. And white folks, or people considered white, or humans who are waking up from social oppression and the role that you've played as oppressors, and who are doing this work, I commend you. I commend you. And I ask us all to join this healing revolution where we speak from our hearts so that the whole planet can rejoice, so that we can experience love and intimacy among humans. I'm talking about intimacy, which is just to be able to show that we care, and to be connected, and to show that we love one another as human beings, to be compassionate and experience loving kindness, to be kind and to receive kindness. I know that I've been speaking for some time now, and I appreciate if you've stayed with me this long, that you have stayed this long, and I just want to want to wrap up by saying that my understanding is that there is currently forming a Truth and Reconciliation Commission in the United States. I'm hoping that all of us can be part of this process, and that includes me. And you, I hope, as well. Reconciliation is what we need, and I think we need a healing process for our country that involves dialogue. And as a therapist and lover of the creative arts or expressive arts therapy modalities, I hope that we can also work with our creativity to regain and reclaim our humanness. So I will end by telling you what I'm doing in this regard and invite you to join me and email me and talk to me so that we can build intercultural unity together. I have a book which is called My Heart Goes Out to You, The Art of Building Intercultural Unity, that I'm going to be making available on my website shortly. And I also have a website called Our Apology for Racism. And if you are somebody who is considered to be white in this society, and you would like to go ahead to the website, ourapologyforracism.org, and write your apology. I have already written my apology for racism, and I would invite you to do the same. I know that this is a meaningful action, something you can do, a political, spiritual action that you can take to write your apology on this website. And I know that it's meaningful for many people of African American descent, as well as Asian and Native American and Latino American, that we do this as white people, or people considered white. Human beings who have been forced into this role of oppressor against our wills. We've been this, tempted, I guess, to stay in this role because we've been given these little, rewards, these privileges, white privileges. But we've traded our humanity, we've traded our creativity, we've traded our soul to become part of this white race, which isn't real. The white race is it's not real. It's a socially constructed concept, but it doesn't describe the truth of our hearts, and that's what I'm getting to. I also have a website, which is diversityarts.com, where you can go online and find my artwork, which is about healing racism, that I've been making for the last 25 years or so. Pardon me. And that is there. Of course, if you're a person of color, go and read the apologies on the other website that I just mentioned. Of course, it's taking time for those apologies to roll in, and I'm hoping that because of this video, more people considered white will come to the website and will consider writing their apologies. I'm hoping you'll consider writing your apology and reading the apologies that are posted on the website. I'm also doing something called diversity therapy, which is a therapy that if you would like to get help with diversity issues, whether you're a person who sees yourself as having been oppressed or an oppressor or both, or just looking at how these dynamics intersect in your own life, I am someone who can help with that. Hopefully, that's something that I'm very interested in. I think we need a therapeutic process in our country and in our world. And I need therapists also to come on board and learn about this process with me so that we can go out into the world and help people heal around these issues, really heal the domination and the subjugation and undo stereotypes and really find our center and live in alignment with the truth that we've been missing. The truth that all human beings are the same, that all human beings are one, that we all truly love each other. And we want all of us to build intercultural unity. And we never wanted to be forced into these roles of oppressor and oppressed. And that we need to realize the gifts of this awful system. That if we do nothing, God forbid, I'm sharing with you all these different things that we can do, so I'm not even going to go there. So please take a moment, look at my website, look at the other website, our Apology for Racism, diversityarts.com, diversitytherapy.com, and tell me what you think. Together we can start a movement and a healing revolution of the heart, a revolution of the heart. I care so deeply about you. I really, really do. And I really want to see us heal as a nation and as a world. God bless us. God bless us all.